Today we're taking a look at number 4, Privet Drive.
Hey, can you pass me those socks?
Oh, sure thing, man.
Master has given TK clothes.
What?
TK is a free stormtrooper.
Have you not been wearing clothes this whole time?
TK is free.
Hello all, I'm Josh, this is Josh Builds Stuff, and today we're taking a look at a set which depicts a scene which should be familiar to a lot of us. Here we are looking in at a young Harry Potter who is ready to Expelliarmus his Uncle Vernon if he doesn't stop intercepting his Hogwarts acceptance letters. Meanwhile, Dumbledore stands outside ready to hex the heck out of any Dursleys who dare defy him. This is number 4, Privet Drive from LEGO Harry Potter. This set was released, I don't know, late 2020, contains 797 pieces, is suitable for ages 8+, and costs $70. As I mentioned in a previous video, I did not buy this set because I wanted. I don't tend to buy a ton of Harry Potter sets. They tend to be play sets and not display sets. But I mentioned before I had bought this set because if you spent $75 at Barnes & Noble, you got this Monster Book of Monsters set for free as a gift with purchase. And so this set plus a couple of those little Harry Potter minifigure grab bags, mystery bags, blind bags, got me that free Monster Book of Monsters, and so I think that's pretty worth it. That being said, my initial impressions on this set, I like it. Even though I tend to have mediocre feelings towards playsets, I actually think this set has a lot going for it. The minifigures are great, I really like the little vehicle, plus the environments themselves are really nice, I like all the miniature furniture, and it also has a couple of really fun play features, which we'll look at in just a minute, right after the build. When it comes to playsets like this, I think the build is where they really excel. Unlike vehicles, which tend to be symmetrical and will have a lot of repetition in them, where you have to build the same kind of engines over and over again and whatnot, playsets like this one tend to just be building a lot of different elements. This build was about 800 pieces, so took about an hour or two to build, and most of that time was obviously spent on the building itself. But there wasn't a ton of repetition because you were constantly going between building different pieces of furniture and building some structural bits and then building some roof bits, and in the end you're left with a pretty great looking little building. And you know what I always say, building buildings builds character, because I can't think of another B word. Besides the building, you also get to build a little vehicle, which I really like. The Weasley's flying car may be my favorite part of this set, but put that little build together with this big beautiful brick built building, and what you get in the end is a pretty great looking little set. So let's talk details of this set, and there's not a whole lot here that I don't like. The little vehicle, the little car, I believe that's the Weasley's flying forward Anglia in the Harry Potter series. I like it. It's got me thinking about Speed Champion sets, which I don't think any new ones have been announced for 2021, but I really like the way that this little vehicle is built. It definitely looks true to the car as seen in the movie and I guess as depicted in the book. I don't know exactly if this is the same build of car that came with the Whomping Willow set. I don't own that set, but I imagine this car and that car look very similar. Aside from the little vehicle, obviously the main focus of this set is on this building itself. This building being number 4 Privet Drive, the home where Harry Potter grew up. So here was my first thought when I originally got and built this set. Confusion. I'll elaborate. I saw that this set included the Weasley's flying car, and so I was like, okay, so this must be the Privet Drive when Harry Potter was in the upstairs bedroom and the Weasleys were breaking him out via the window. But then I was like, no, because Dobby wasn't in that book. Dobby was a different book when he was hovering the flying cake around. And then also there's a bunch of Hogwarts acceptance letters coming in through the door, and I was like, well, no, that was the very first book, and that's when the owl was sitting on the little Privet Drive sign. And then there's also the little bedroom underneath the stairs, and obviously that's where Harry Potter slept, but there's also his upstairs bedroom in this house. And so, as I said before, I was confused. And then I realized that LEGO had done something very clever. They had included all of those different scenes in a single LEGO set. Obviously, all of those things take place in this same residence, and so for all of those reasons and all of those great little mini stories in the Harry Potter books, LEGO decided to make it possible to show all of those stories in one little set. It really makes you feel that this house was really very important to the whole Harry Potter story. So taking a closer look at this building itself, I really like this whole exterior facade. The roof looks really great. I don't know why, but I really like shingled roofs when depicted by LEGO. I think LEGO lends themselves really nicely to shingled roofs for some reason. But then the front of the building is very charming. It looks very nice, even though it is built at a pretty small scale. Obviously, it's a small scale. It's LEGO. Can you imagine if this was built at full scale? But out front of the Dursleys' house here, you have a lovely little garden where there's some little flowers growing. Don't you like the way that British people call their backyards gardens? Oh, let's just step out to the garden for a cup of tea. Meanwhile, in America, we're like, hey, give me a Coke, I'm going to the backyard. It's a yard, it's out back. Passing through that front door, which on the front side of that, there's a sticker that shows all those Hogwarts letters being shoved through the mail slot, and even on the inside of the door, you can see where Vernon's tried to nail shut the mail slot from the inside. I think that's a nice little touch. But as we move inside the building, LEGO has created a couple of really nice little environments. I keep saying I don't like LEGO playsets. It's really that I don't like them as much as vehicles, but something I do like that goes along with playsets very often is a lot of miniature LEGO furniture. I always think it's super creative when LEGO designers can make like a big comfy looking armchair or a couch, or in this case there's a little end table, even the little lamp sitting in the corner. Just, it's always such a creative use of such few pieces. You know who else liked miniatures and collecting miniatures? Walt Disney himself. So you know, him and me and Walt, eh? But in this little house, we have what I'll call 3 separate environments. Obviously, the downstairs is supposed to be a little living room area. The upstairs is supposed to be Harry Potter's bedroom, at least in the later books when he's moved out of the understairs closet. And that third environment is the little understairs closet itself. And that brings us to our first play feature, or I'll call it a play feature. There's a little hidden door here on the side of the building where you can kind of get access to the understairs bedroom. Now, it is a very tiny space that actually depicts this room, but there is a door from the interior that you can access. It's a little hard to open from there, but in there's just like, I guess they're considering it a broom closet. There's a single broom and a shovel hanging up on the wall. There's also a sticker that depicts, I don't know, what I guess was some of Harry Potter's stuff, and then what could be a floor bed where a young Harry Potter once slept. So I'm calling that hidden door the first play feature of this set. The second play feature is also from that first Harry Potter book. It is when the Dursleys are being inundated with Harry Potter's Hogwarts acceptance letters. This is actually a pretty cool yet surprisingly simple play feature from a mechanical standpoint. On the side of the house here, there's just a little Technic cog, and if you turn that wheel, Hogwarts acceptance letters will come raining out of the fireplace into the living room, much like they did in the first Harry Potter movie. These little printed letter pieces are inserted into the side of the house through a slot which is barely noticeable unless you knew it was there, and then there's literally just a single little Technic trap door that releases when you turn that cog a little amount, and then the letters come pouring out into the living room. The last play feature involves that Weasley's flying car, which has a chain hanging out of the back of it. You can clip that chain onto Harry Potter's barred up window on the second floor, and then as you drive the car away, that window has a quick release kind of situation going on, and then the window will pop out. Harry can escape into the Ford Anglia and be on their way to Hogwarts. I really like the simplicity of that play feature. I also like the fact that the little chain there can be stashed entirely within the trunk of the car there so that it isn't always hanging out the back. As for the minifigures, I think they're lovely, and I think that's something that LEGO Harry Potter sets often do very well, in that they definitely don't skimp on the minifigures. I mean, this set wasn't necessarily cheap at $70, but still, you get 6 great looking minifigures, plus a couple of owls, plus a flying cake. What else could you ask for? Here we get the full Dursley family themselves with Vernon, Petunia, and Dudley. We also get Harry and Ron, as well as a little Dobby figure. And it's worth noting that all of the little figures, all of the children in this set, they all have the short legs, but they're not the posable short legs. So if you want Harry to stand at the desk or you want Ron to drive the car, they're going to do so while standing up. Luckily, the set has been built to accommodate that behavior. Also, this set comes with 2 owls. How many sets can say that about themselves? And if you were to throw a big rock at both of these birds, then that would be hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. And stone is what British people use for pounds, and pounds is what British people use for dollars, and they call chips fries, and Harry Potter takes place in British area, and I don't know, there's a joke there. I'm running low on iced coffee. So my final thoughts on this set, I like it more than I thought I would. But would I recommend this set to others? I think so, if you're a pretty big Harry Potter fan. $70 is a decently high price, but in this case I was glad it was $70 because that was practically all I needed to spend at Barnes & Noble to get the free Monster Book of Monsters, which was, again, my real intention for buying this set. So it's hard to say if I would have bought this set on my own, and I guess I wouldn't have because I didn't until that deal came up. But like I said, in the end, I was pleasantly surprised with this set, and I really do like Harry Potter, and I like Harry Potter Lego sets a lot. If you're buying like all the Star Wars sets and all Speed Champions sets, sets and a bunch of random, very expensive creator expert kinds of sets, there's not a whole lot of room left in the budget for Harry Potter, and it just kind of tends to fall by the wayside. That being said, I'm looking forward to the new classroom books that are coming out next year from Harry Potter, but again, those are dropping along with a whole bunch of other Star Wars and other cool looking sets, so I will buy those, but it might not be right at release. So all that being said, I think you should buy this set if you're a decently big fan of Harry Potter, or if you're a fan of Ford Anglias, because I don't know that there's many other places you can get a Lego Ford Anglia. Except, of course, that other Lego set which also had this same Ford Anglia in it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
Hey, toss me those socks.
Oh, sure thing, man.
My bad, that's on me. Yo, let me get those socks.
Oh, sure thing, man.
Hey, throw me those socks, please.
Oh, sure thing, man.
Shoot, one more try. Hey, yo, let me get some socks.
You got it.
Oops, sorry.
Are you even trying?
Throw them to me, not at me.
Let's go again. You got it. Just catch them.
What do you think I'm doing?
Let's go again.